I put in the pipe.
The man there today asked the question, why wouldn't I go back earlier? If I calved back earlier, I'd be calving in July. That means we wouldn't have July free either. So at the moment, we have Christmas free. And I wouldn't go back to July because that'd be the same with the kids and all the rest of it. So I'm happy to go the way I am going, and I'll stick with that.
What's Mikey getting from AI? Just looking at his weaning bulls there, he pulled out 40 autumn calved bulls. 36 of them were selected for export at €3 a kilo. So that's very, very impressive by anybody's standards.
For calving difficulty, we're asking you to have 90% reliability for that figure. If you have lower reliability on some of the traits, you'd hope for 70% or more with AI. But what you can do to overcome that is to use a number of bulls. We'd recommend if you're using a lot of AI, to use 5 bulls at least, and that is kind of like having your eggs in a number of baskets rather than just one.
Live exports, while nationally you mightn't think that they're a huge amount, but on average every year there's 70 to 80,000 weanlings exported live. Out of that million calves that are born, and out of that 500,000 that are traded as weanlings, 70 to 80,000 are exported live. That varies a good bit from year to year. And this year, one of the few positives that we have is that live exports are up significantly on the last couple of years' figures. Bull weanlings account for about 80% of our exports. So again, as Mike is doing, selling the bull weanlings at a suitable weight, at a suitable quality for the live export market, may be worth looking at for many that are breeding good quality weanlings. And for somebody that may be considering keeping some of the cattle and selling some of the cattle, those ones that are suitable for the live export market obviously are going to realise the highest prices because of their very good conformation. And again, when we looked at the numbers of cattle that were exported live, the cattle that were being exported to the high-value weanling markets like Italy, Belgian Blue was the most popular of the cattle that were being bought by by exporters here in Ireland to export to Italy. Belgian Blue, followed by Limousin, and followed by Charolais. And then after that, some of the smaller breeds, even though they don't represent big numbers of cattle born here in Ireland, there'd still be a good few blondes and a good few Partenais that would be bred that would end up being exported.
Just here with Mike Dillane and Alan Dillane, we're in the middle of the Better Farm Programme Farm Walks. I suppose, Mike, we've seen a lot of messages today. What would you say since you started the Better Farm Programme, where has been the standout areas that you've sort of really looked at where you can improve?
Put trust in management, increase stock numbers.
That's an area where there's been huge work and I suppose huge investment in. Maybe, Alan, just to look at the figures, there's like a lot of farmers have said as we're travelling around the country, we've seen the article in the journal, Mike has spent 40,000-50,000. Maybe I suppose, what way did you look at the investment and the payback on it?
I suppose we looked at it in terms of improving the amount of grass dry matter produced on a per hectare basis. I suppose when we started in 2012, Mike only produced 3 tonne of dry matter on the land that we actually drained. And this year, in the last 12 months so far, Mike has produced about 11 to 12 tonnes. So if you take a tonne of dry matter, about €90 a tonne, he's probably grown about 700 to 800 euros a hectare more grass on the farm. So we worked it out, it'll take about probably 7 years in terms of grass production and utilising it to actually pay back for the land in that alone.
Have you seen the benefits, Mike, in say the drainage, in being able to carry more stock, or even in getting better quality silage? I know that in 2012 you wouldn't be able to even cut silage in this area.
Oh, hey, there's an awful difference. I've been able to cut good quality silage on the 20 years this year. Cows are calving the early autumn, so you want good quality silage for that. Obviously, like the grazing out of them, marshal like them, but you never thought it good out of it. So it's already paying off.
Most of the time, Jesus.